name is Paige. I am a company employee that just turned 30 years old. I work at a certain manufacturer, and I am part of the planning department. I work in the department that does planning and development of new products. It's been 8 years since I entered this company after graduating from college. Time sure does fly. My 20s were over in an instant. I heard that your 30s go by even more fast. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get married while I'm in my 30s. But that being said, I have a boyfriend named Kevin who I've been dating for 10 years now. If we've been dating for 10 years now, I think the conversation of marriage should have come up already, but I don't feel any bit of that from him at all. Even when we went out to dinner the other day, this is what he said to me. Hey, we've been dating for 10 years already, right? Don't you think it's about time that we should be thinking seriously about the future soon?
The future? What's the big deal? What matters is that we're having fun now. Whatever happens in the future is what's gonna happen. So there's no point in thinking about what to do or whatever.
But still, we're going to be together from now on, so there should be things that we need to think about, right? You know, because we've turned 30 years old already.
But also, we're already 30. That means you've become an old lady now, too.
Old lady?
Well, 30 for a guy and 30 for a girl are a little bit different. 30 for a girl is already pretty bad. Because women, they get old so fast.
You're the same age as me, aren't you? So that means that you're getting old too, right? And when it comes to getting older, it really shouldn't matter whether you're a guy or girl, but...
Sheesh. When it comes to girls, when they reach that age, they start to panic, don't they? And I told you, didn't I, that nobody can predict the future, and whatever's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. So,
Hey, listen. And in this way, even if I tried to start the conversation about marriage, he just brushes it off like it's nothing. But still, when it comes to women about the same age as me, if they're dating a guy, they would want to know clearly how that guy feels about marriage. Because unlike guys, we can't just be taking it slow in the same way. I was living at home with my parents at the time, and I tried talking to my mom about what happened today, but... Kevin brushed off the conversation again today, and it seems like he's not thinking about marriage at all. Is that so? Well, even though he's been dating you for quite a long time now. I really don't know what to do. Even though he finally got a job at a pretty decent company, the first company, he quit after just 6 months of being there. And even after that, even if he would find a job, he would come up with some kind of reason and quit. And he hasn't even been able to keep a job for 3 years. And every single time, I've supported him through everything. The company he's working at now, he's somehow been able to last a year. But at this rate, I don't know what's going to happen with that company either. Really, what is he thinking? I wonder if he's really not thinking about anything about the future. That is a problem, isn't it? You think so too, right, Mom? Yes, I do think so. But still, it does bother me a little bit. What? What does? Even that it's been 10 years since you've been dating, he doesn't talk about marriage at all. Do you think that guy really has any intention of getting married? It's quite suspicious. Do you think so? Oh, but I remember him saying once that he does want to get married eventually, and he was saying that he wanted about 2 kids, too. Is that so? But still, for that guy, I don't feel the appropriate care towards a woman that he's been dating for 10 years. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should just ask him clearly next time? That might be the best. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna try that. A few days later, I had plans to meet Kevin at a cafe, and I decided to get right to the conversation. Hey Kevin, I want you to answer me seriously today.
Huh? Why are you being so serious all of a sudden? What's the matter?
Look, I wanted to ask you, what exactly are your feelings about marriage?
Marriage? Oh, come on. I was wondering what you were gonna ask me about. It's only that.
What do you mean? It's only that...
What my feelings are about it? Well, I don't really know how to answer that.
Well then, I'm going to ask more clearly. We are already 30 years old, and I think that we should be able to discuss marriage pretty soon. So, when are we getting married?
Whoa, get married to you?
What? Yeah, because...
Are you kidding me? Why should I have to get married to you, Paige?
Excuse me? What are you saying?
Who decided that just because you're dating, you have to marry them? You know, from the very beginning, I never once thought about getting married to you, Paige.
Hey, are you being serious when you're saying that? I was shocked at Kevin's words, and my jaw was on the ground and I couldn't close it. After dating me for 10 years, what does he think I am? And then, on top of that, Kevin said these unbelievable words.
Wait, are you telling me that you dated me from the beginning because you wanted to marry me? That's not the case, right? A relationship and marriage are two different things.
No way. Well then, what were these 10 years? Does that mean I was dating a guy for 10 years that had no intention whatsoever of getting married?
Oh, but don't misunderstand. That doesn't mean I don't want to get married.
Huh? Hey, what are you saying? What's that supposed to mean?
What I'm saying is, I want to get married. But you know, if I'm gonna get married, I want a young girl in her early 20s at the very least. There's no way I'm getting married to a woman past 30.
What is that? That's awful. That's too much.
So anyway, looks like you're no longer needed. So, I need to start being serious about my search for a wife. So let's break up.
Huh? This was so illogical that I was actually over it already. This person, he never loved me in the first place. Not only did he not love me, this guy didn't show any signs of guilt, and he doesn't think about other people's feelings at all, and just continues saying horrible things. He's completely crazy. But at this point, I already recognized that there was no point in saying anything. Alright, fine, we'll break up. I don't want to be with an idiot like you anyway.
Well, look at you. This old lady. You sound so sad. This is why old ladies are such a pain. Now hurry up and leave. Goodbye.
I didn't bat an eye to Kevin as he was yelling at me. I just left my money for the coffee on the table and I left. That stupid idiot. I can't believe I just wasted 10 years of my life. But even still, when I think about it, maybe it was better that I didn't marry somebody like that without realizing their true nature. Now that I understood just how much of an idiot he was, I didn't even shed a tear. I need to hurry up and forget about that guy, and from now on, I'm gonna live my life for myself. That's what I decided. And so, as time went on, a few months had passed by when one day I was in the living room on my computer and I received an email from him. Ever since that day, I had blocked his phone number and blocked him on messaging apps, but I had kept the same email address. When I looked closely, there was a photo attached. I reluctantly opened it and... Wow, what is this? And that was a photo of Kevin with a young woman. The two of them were stuck to each other and they had huge smiles on their faces. What a photo it was. When I looked at the subject of the email, it was just one stupid line that said, "Got myself a new girlfriend." And the message contents were, "This is Jessica, 23 years old. Isn't she cute?" What is wrong with this guy? The email continued that not long after we broke up, he met her at a singles party for people who wanted to get married and they started dating. And then, at the end of the email, he wrote, "I'm planning on marrying this one." Is that so? Well, why doesn't he go ahead and get married as he wishes? I was so over it, and my mom came over and peeked over at my computer screen. Interesting. Just as I thought. This just means that he was a completely helpless guy. I know, right? Going out of his way to send me such a disgusting email? How sad. You should just leave a pest like that. Your life is only just beginning, and you should just walk down the path that you believe in. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Mom. And, with my mother's words, I was able to open a new chapter. From there, I changed the color in my eyes and I put my all into my work. At the manufacturer where I was working, I proactively suggested new products, and I succeeded in my presentations, and one after another, launched new products. And a lot of the products that I was involved in the development of, one after another, they were flying off the shelves and a huge hit. Even within the company, my hard work was acknowledged. 1 year later, I became a manager. 3 years later, I became a department manager, and I was able to continue these promotions. As a result of forgetting that I was dumped by a guy like that and putting my all into my work, I was able to open up this path. I really am glad that I worked so hard for the last 3 years. But then, one day... Today was a very important day that I've been waiting for a long time. The doorbell rang. With a huge smile on my face, I ran towards the front door. They're finally here! But then...
Hey, Paige.
What? Kevin? To my shock, the person that showed up on my door was Kevin. Hey, wait, why are you here? Kevin looked frail. His clothes were ragged. His hair was a mess. It seems like he's been living a pretty difficult life these days. Well, isn't that something?
Paige, you have to help me.
Nope.
Hey, come on, don't say that. Just listen.
Impossible.
Hey, wait, it's different. Just listen.
Denied.
I was being fooled.
Fooled? Whoa. I couldn't help but to react to that one, because you used such a fun little word like fooled, so I was interested. Well then, why don't I hear about his sad life?
That's right. It was by that woman, Jessica.
Oh, the person that was in that photo? So, what happened?
That woman, she tricked me and took all of my money.
My goodness, how wonderful!
What? Hey, you!
So then, she tricked you and took your money? But that woman was your girlfriend, wasn't she?
That woman, she was lying to me. She said that her dad was really sick and she needed money, so I gave her the money. This time she said that they were going to have surgery in America, and it was going to cost all kinds of fees. In total, I gave her $80,000.
Wow, this is the best turn of events!
Listen, seriously.
I'm listening super seriously.
But it turns out that all of that was a lie.
Wow, it almost sounds the most picturesque, low-level money fraud.
Don't say that. That's awful.
Oh my, sorry. I couldn't help but to say what I was thinking.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Kevin started crying pathetically. As it turns out, that woman Jessica that Kevin started dating after me, she took all of his money. From the beginning, she approached him because she figured that he was a guy that would put out the money for her, and it looks like this guy fell right into that trap. Well, he did this to himself, didn't he? On top of that, with tears and snot streaming down his face, Kevin said this.
I have nothing left at all, and I'm in a huge pinch, so please, I'm begging you, get back together with me!
Huh? Are you stupid?
Come on, please don't say that! We were two people who dated for 10 years, right?
What is this? This creature? But then, even though I told him multiple times to hurry up and leave, Kevin was crying and throwing a tantrum at the front door, and then he started throwing the shoes out at the front door and stomping on the umbrella and refusing to go home. But as he was doing that...
There's a big commotion over here, but what on earth is happening? What?
Oh, Thomas! To my house, a man in a suit came in, and there was a luxury car parked outside of the front door.
Who the hell are you? My name is Thomas. I'm Paige's fiancé. Huh? Did you say fiancé?
That's right. This man's name is Thomas, and he's my fiancé. Isn't he handsome? He speaks politely, and you can tell just by looking at him that he was raised well. Actually, I had just accepted Thomas's marriage proposal, and today he was coming over for the first time to my house in order to meet my parents. Thomas, well, actually... And I explained to him the conversation with Kevin up until now. Thomas was quietly listening, and when I was finished explaining everything, he opened his mouth and softly said,
Mr. Kevin, I've heard about you from before, but it seems like you were as ridiculous of a person as I had imagined. What did you say? You bastard! Who do you think you are talking to me like that? It seems like you said some pretty terrible things to Paige, and yet, coming back after all this time to try to get back together? There's a limit of how rude someone can be. Shut up! I don't care if you got engaged or whatever, but that's only been a year or two or whatever, right? I've been dating this woman for 10 years! Who are you talking about when you say, this woman? And so what, if you dated her for 10 years? What? Listen, it means that I know this woman way better than you do, so I'm not gonna give her to you! My goodness, there's no logic here. I guess I have no choice. If you're going to try to come closer to Paige, then I suppose you leave me with no choice. Hey, what are you?
And then Thomas handed him his business card. On the business card was the word lawyer, and Kevin completely froze on the spot.
If you're going to trouble Paige any further than this, I will also take whatever action is necessary. What? Hey, wait, I wasn't... Defamation, stalking, destruction of property, assault, and aggression? You put my Paige in danger, so I do hope you're ready for what's going to happen to you.
Kevin became more and more pale. He was no longer able to move. He was just shaking on the spot. That's why I said one last thing to him. You see, people attract somebody that is a good match for them based on their standing and their personality, in the same way that you attracted someone that would so easily fool another person. They do say birds of a feather flock together. People really knew what they were talking about back then.
Damn it.
After breaking up with you, I was finally able to meet my true soulmate. I'm going to be so happy with Thomas. Well then, goodbye, and good luck to you, Ishishi. And so, Kevin was quickly kicked out by Thomas, and with his shoulders drooping, he retreated. I actually found this out later, but Thomas did a little bit of research into Kevin, and he told me this. At that time, Kevin was already pretty beat up. He had quit his job already, and he was fooled by a woman and had no more money, and he was in debt, and on top of that, he wasn't able to pay rent, so he was also kicked out of his apartment shortly before that. He lost everything, and that's why he came crying to me to try to get back together. And after that, Kevin ended up putting his hands on dirty money. He was taken away by some scary-looking men, and apparently these days, he's been shipped off overseas and is having to do hard physical labor. For the woman, apparently, she immediately got arrested for marriage fraud, and she's going to be behind bars for a while. What goes around comes around. They brought all of this upon themselves. Well then, after that, Thomas and I prepared for our wedding. Today is finally the day that Thomas and I get to celebrate our wedding. A lot of people like our friends and people from our companies were congratulating us, and I was really happy. Thomas, I'm looking forward to being happy together with you.
That's right. Let's do our best together forever. I truly am so happy that I was able to meet you, and that we were able to have such a wonderful wedding.
Me too, Thomas. On this beautiful day, Thomas and I shared in each other's happiness. If people do their best and they grow, and I guess they're able to meet somebody that is a good match for them and become this happy. Ishishi.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for